Yo, what the fuck is going on, baby? We back at it again. Um, I got a lot of stuff I want to try to do today. I'm gonna try to do this a little bit different the way I usually normally do it. What I want to do first is go through and show how the analysis from last weekend played out last week, and then I'm gonna go through and blank the charts, and I'm gonna come back with some fresh analysis. But starting off with the DXY, you know, jump out to the 4 hour chart based off the analysis. If you go to the YouTube, we got the video on the YouTube, or this is YouTube. So, just go back to last week's weekend analysis and it'll show you what I was looking at, show you how you potentially could have got active if you trade the way I trade, if you mark up the way I mark up, and then you see how you could have made money, how I made money. But starting off with the DXY, when we marked this up last week, we didn't have this consolidation box on the weekend analysis, so I go through and delete that. What we were looking at was this area right here, and if you bar replay it, price action looks something like this. We had the consolidation. What we did on the notes was we identified that price had just manipulated or closed above that consolidation zone right there. And what I said was, you got to be careful because I've seen this in the past with price. You think because price action is bullish on the higher time frame, you think you're about to break out. What price action do is fake that consolidation zone, and then it'll just melt. And if you took the bar replay back off, you see that price action did exactly that. Weekly open, came back down, liquidated these people down here. Then they got active to the top side. So when I was doing the weekend analysis based off the 4 hour chart, what I said was because of where price action is way back here, you would definitely have to wait for a break of the 4 hour level. This 4 hour level is right here in the black. You got continuation buys above that level. So potentially, usually continuation buys for me are breaking retest trades. But, if you was watching this consistently, I don't watch DXY consistently. I just flip back and forth throughout the week and see what it's doing, see where it's moving, see where it's going to. We pushed above that zone and we got back when we got active to the upside. Now, if you had watched my weekend analysis video, you could have known to get in at 96, what was that, 96, 446, and you potentially would have had a good a buy opportunity from right there, and then got active back into the daily highs, this gray box right up here at the top. Pushing over to UJ. UJ, what was I looking for? Let's see. Double top weekly, but it was 4 hour. Okay, we were making lower lows and lower highs. We had the continuation sell zone right down here. So for the most part, continuation sell zone is the same as continuation buy zones, breaking retest trades. Right here, we'd have had to break. We'd have looked for the retest. Didn't happen because price pushed right back through that level. So that didn't work. If you take it over here, we'd have had to break. The retest price didn't hold that level again and shot right back up. On the flip side, if you look over here, possible buy zones or market execution trades, what some people call impulse trades, market execution trades. So as soon as price would have closed above this level right here at 115, 115.302, I think I called that number out several times on last weekend analysis. I said I was getting active to the upside. Once price closed above that level, what you would have had was look a little something like this, market execution, get in as soon as that candle would have closed. Targets would have been back into the 4 hour level highs. This one would have been a little funky on the stops because of how big this candle is right here, but potentially you could have had a 1-to-1 and price would have smashed the TP. Even if you didn't say, okay, well, price pushed up to that 4 hour zone and it didn't take you out, as it came back down to retest and then push back up, you definitely would have had take profits hit 39 pips. So if you would have stayed in it this whole time, you would have had a little bit of drawdown, a couple pips, not too much. This is the 4 hour chart, so you're looking at it at the most 15 pip drawdown. So if you took the buy it like I was calling out at 15, what was that, 305, 302, then could have got active that way and price would have smacked your TP. Over to GJ, this chart was reanalyzed throughout the week, so it don't look like the weekend analysis. So we'll slide down to GU. We had these equal highs and these equal lows. Didn't really tell us which direction they wanted to go in. Weekly was bearish. This retracement right here of this well, I wouldn't call that an impulse. That's more look like more correction, but this retracement right here of this move from the top to the bottom had already pushed to the 70%. So what we said we was looking for was liquidity. If we were going to go bearish, we were looking for a liquidity grab to the top side and then go bearish. Or if we were going to go bullish, we were looking for a liquidity grab to the bottom side and then go bullish. What you had was You got the weekly open. This is last week's price action. Price kind of pushed into those highs. It didn't necessarily liquidity grab, but at the same time, it did melt. So, I mean, you call it how you see it or call it what you want. I didn't trade GU simply because I saw this price action right here going on and I wasn't comfortable with it. You ain't comfortable with it, scoot to the next pair and get active that way. Pushing over to AU, this right here is not going to look like the last weekend analysis because it was reanalyzed throughout the week. But what you had was price action pushed up into my extremes, my daily highs and my daily lows. It pushed up into the daily high and then came all the way back down to test demand. Overall, I don't know for sure where AU is going, but right now, you know, we still, well, if you go high, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, this could potentially be a higher low for the most part, based off of the higher time frames for the most part, because it's, you know, if this was a level that pushed you into the highs, you know, you got this higher low right here that pushed you into the highs. Price came down and retested that potential higher low, or what this would have been a higher low. Price came down and retested that higher low, but it has not pushed and gave you a new high. So this area right here, around that 71,000 level, 0.710000 level is pretty key and important right now, because if we break below that level, then we'll shift into a bearish structure or a bearish trend. This right here is bullish structure, but right now currently in a bearish trend on the lower time frame. So definitely want to be careful with that AU, especially if we don't start coming back up here and breaking highs, but we'll reanalyze that here shortly. I just wanted to kind of go back and compare and contrast to what we marked up from last weekend. And then EURJPY, we did not have an analysis on this, but we were looking at this last week. My man asked me what were my thoughts on EURJPY, and I instantly told him bearish. And I told him bearish because all this price action back over in here is making lower lows and lower highs. When he asked me about it, it was about right here. So what I told him was find you a lower high and get active, or find you a lower high and get active to the downside. And what happened was price melted for 151 pips from the time he asked me about that. I did not execute a trade on this for a simple fact that I wasn't in front of my computer, I wasn't in front of my charts. I looked at it on the phone, and as soon as I seen that downtrend, that's what I told him. Potentially, what he could have did was this area, if that would have been your extreme high, you got the low, you would have said potentially this is the lower high, and if price action starts breaking this low, then that's why I got it marked up like this. You catch the low, the entry would have been something like this, stops right above this level because this is the area where price action came from, and then you could have potentially been targeting something looking left. You know, you got a little area here, price liquidated, and then start pushing back bullish. So potentially probably stocks would, or take profit would have been a little bit higher than way down there, but overall, you see what's going on. You know, price action bears, look for your lower high and get active to the downside. UCAD. I don't know what UCAD doing. UCAD pushed up into a supply zone. It didn't actually reach all the way into that supply zone, but overall, this supply right up here was untested. So I could see why price action wanted to try and get right back up there and activate some more, you know, grab some more bearish orders from up there. Like I said, it did not reach all the way back up there, but at the same time, it went towards that area and then just started melting. I think a lot of this, I think a lot of the USD pairs has a lot to do with what's going on in the real world, real time right now. So that's why we're seeing these big drastic ass moves within the market. But that's all I got for the compare and contrast. I'm gonna go ahead and get active on reanalyzing. I'll be back with you in a little bit.